The new Sons of the Forest update is now live, adding another brand new boss fight as well as a new cutscene. I'm going to show it to you guys today, so make sure you sit back and watch. This is not the final cutscene anymore. My name's Jade, you're ratbags, let's go. So the silver dude that has been chasing us apparently throughout the game and is some sort of security operative for obviously the bad guys, well, we obviously see him in a ruined state when we come outside of the cube. This new ending does show and say to me there are still some issues with the story. I thought the cube cured Timmy. I thought that was the whole point of him being inside here, that maybe he's now cured. Now maybe that goes against it because Virginia isn't cured either. She's still got 3 legs and 3 arms, but I just figured maybe she's been exposed to it a long time. But you can see there's definitely something wrong with her, hence why I assumed maybe the cube did something. But yes, remember that silver guy, because guess what? It's the brand new boss. You wake up on the beach and you can see there's 2 new helicopters, and then this happens. Pretty wild. Definitely a, I guess, improvement to have more closure. I would say 2 bosses so close together is a bit odd, having the demon and then this one. You do notice there's more ammo and stuff to pick up now once you've defeated the demon just before the original cutscene triggers. This boss fight is just a bit insane. I'm not too sure how you're meant to survive. I'm of course using cheats just to show you guys today. I live streamed this. I showed everything new in the update, pretty much how to get the rifle and the new buggies too. Obviously I'm using the new rifle, which is incredibly powerful and it takes a hell of a lot of shots. In the end I did end up having to still use some explosives. You'll also notice as well that she is letting babies come forth and she'll also summon other demons too. I like the core design of this new creature. I love the fact that we're getting just a helicopter slung at us. It's still really off though that you cannot really dodge this enemy. Like, what are you meant to do in terms of fighting it? Obviously yes, you're going to have like the best upgraded armor, and maybe it would mean that you really will need the special tech armor here instead of obviously the gold, although the gold will now give you 30% extra protection against regular mutants now apparently. So obviously lots of explosions are an absolute must. If you can't carry that many, you might even want to set up a forwarding point or a base here and then literally prepare and get ready for the ending. Just stock up on grenades and explosives in a chest in a secure location right next to where you see the helipads. As you keep fighting them, then yes, there's going to be twins attacking you as well as other mutants. I think by the end there was at least 3 twins and a whole bunch of babies also spawning now. Is this the hands that we saw from the trailer? I don't think so. Obviously it's still quite deformed and you can see it's actually happened to the silver guy there and then, whereas obviously the hand is meant to be kind of the cause of whatever threw the mutant towards us. So really hope we see like a mini version of this with the hand being the main actual feature of it. You can see it's at the bottom here. And while we're watching the rest of the fight and me flounder around trying to get it, I've got to say, what are End Night doing? Like, once again, they're kind of ruining the experience for early access players by putting in yet another boss fight. Personally, I felt like they should have kept back the demon boss fight, that's what we assumed anyway, for 1.0 to make players realise that, oh yeah, there's a reason to come back, see the final cutscene, and that cutscene is bonkers. I do think that should have been kept to 1.0. Now obviously we're getting a new boss, a new enemy, so maybe it's not such a big deal. I still think though that now we've seen the new endgame boss, so what are you keeping for us for 1.0? Why are players going to return, other than really loving the game, but the casual players, more casual players, why are they going to return if they've seen the boss fight play out for the next 2 months from YouTubers and streamers completing it and doing guides and stuff? It's different when a game comes out and yes, YouTubers like me race to the bottom to show you guys the end game boss or whatever. You can avoid that usually within the first few days just by not going on YouTube or whatever, but for a period of months now, you're going to see your favourite streamers revisiting Sons of the Forest to try the hard game mode, and they're going to just have this, and it's going to kind of spoil the ending once more. Maybe it doesn't matter, maybe people don't really care, so do let me know in the comment section. Are you just happy that you've got something a bit more final, because a lot of early access games wouldn't have done this? You think to games like Subnautica, Raft lately, even Ark, none of them had the final cutscenes or the final bosses in the game until the 1.0 release. So either End Night I've got something more in mind or planning, or they're going to change and mix stuff up and hopefully make it a bit more fresh, but I think this is a big mistake on their part. There's lots of things the game needs, or I would like to see added. I think the game's great, but this wasn't necessarily what needed to be added right now. I just find it strange how they've gone about things, really, to be honest, but hey, who can I argue with 2 million sales in the first 24 hours or whatever. So there you go, you saw how many shots I had there. In the end, I let off a couple of explosions. It killed all of the twins, and John, of course, was there as well, and then one more. I think pretty much it was only actually that one did the job. I'm going to do some more testing, I'm sure others will as well, just to see if there is some kind of specific way or some weakness with that boss. But effectively, that's it. The cutscene will then just play out how it normally does. So, great to have a new boss fight, for sure. I just question whether or not it needed to be here, and what's going to happen with the demons now. Could that be an opportunity for us to maybe have this cutscene somewhere else? I don't know. I just feels like it's once again spoiling the outcome for a lot of players if they did want to play it on 1.0. And now that so many players have bought it, who else is actually going to experience this first time buying the game at 1.0? It just feels like it's ruined it again without the rest of the game being complete. But that's just my take. Let me know if you agree, disagree, and I'll see you ratbags for more of these guides coming in very soon. Bye bye.